Welcome to Marketplace Live. Let's defy gravity.
Hello and welcome everyone to the next session in today's Marketplace Live 2020, Defying Gravity at the Crossroads of the Digital World. Thanks for joining us for this fully virtual and very global event this year. Unique times, and we hope you're enjoying this unique event with content from across the globe and many locations and many partners and very many interesting organizations. Really excited now to have our next guest from Singapore, Shahan Tay from UOB Group, joining us. Hi Shahan, thanks for joining us, and if you could quickly introduce yourself.
Yes, hi Omar. And yes, I'm an analyst that is part of the telecommunications, media and technology team in UOB under Sector Solutions Group within Group Wholesale Banking. And as an analyst, I have to constantly study and look out for trends in the TMT space, on the latest developments and how it can impact clients in our sector, and to look out for business development opportunities for the bank in that space.
Really interesting, Shahan, and very relevant to our discussion for this year's Marketplace Live. As you'll know as well, we're talking about the concept of defying gravity and also being at the crossroads of the digital world. So based on some of the trends you're seeing, can you take us through what those are and what relevance you see in terms of the digital change happening in the world?
Yeah. I think the most recent change that impacted us was COVID-19, and we know how it has impacted the world greatly. And as a result of it, companies and employees were all forced to work from home overnight as many countries imposed a lockdown. And I think for those that were advanced in their digital transformation or DX journey, it was a seamless transition for them. But for those that already had, documents stored on the cloud, they had processes in place to support work from home, they were able to work as per normal. But for companies that did not have processes in place, had some teething problems. And I think as a result of it, COVID-19 has actually forced many of them to actually accelerate their digital transformation journey.
Yes, and I think you're correct, and that trend seems like it's going to remain post-pandemic. We're almost entering a little bit of a new normal, and that's a lot of the driver why, as Digital Realty, we decided to work with yourselves and UOB on this report to focus on digital transformation, to talk about how COVID-19 has impacted the world. And how the speed and the relevance of digital transformation across multiple sectors has continued.
Yes, it's been very interesting, and I think while many organizations were forced into remote work, they actually found some efficiencies along the way. And many of them also indicated that they are keen to continue with flexible working policies, even as most restrictions in most countries have started to ease. And through this working from home experience, they've also found that employees can be just as productive, despite not working at a fixed workplace with assigned hours. And I think this will continue to spur digital transformation initiatives, and that's why we decided to embark on the report on this. And we also hope that this report can provide some kind of guide to enterprises to actually highlight the importance of digital transformation and to encourage them to get on a journey.
Absolutely. And there's been a lot of news on digital transformation and more coverage, especially under the current COVID situation. Do you have any sort of key evidence areas and points that you can share towards this growth?
Yeah, so we have seen, if you look at a lot of the reports, we've seen an increase in number of organizations who actually intend to move to the cloud this year in particular compared to 2019. And we look at increase in projections for cloud spending. Example would be IDC's Worldwide Public Cloud Services Spending Guide, it actually forecasts that the total Asia Pacific spending for public cloud will reach 34.5 billion this year, an increase from 26 billion the year before, and this is really a significant number. And more organizations are also focusing more on technology investments relating to digital transformation this year. If we look at the region, the different governments in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, they've also started to provide grants to actually support enterprises to get on a digital transformation journey. And overall, we see this shift everywhere where everyone is generally trying to encourage people and enterprises to actually get on digital transformation.
And sort of driven by that, from your perspective and from your experience at UOB, why do you think it's important for organizations to get on this digital transformation journey sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I think they need to understand that there are actually many benefits to getting on a digital transformation journey, but more importantly, organizations need to consider what the risks are for not getting on one or being slow to get on one. And organizations that do not digitalize actually risk being left behind and being less competitive than their peers.
Got it. And if you had to drill into what those key benefits are for the organizations, what could you summarize?
Yeah, I think there are 4 key benefits, and we have also highlighted that in our report. Firstly, digital transformation can help companies to optimize processes, and that can actually help to drive a company's efficiencies. If we think about companies that manually reconcile their billing and business expenses using Microsoft Excel, and then being able to shift to an e-invoicing solution that allows them to send invoices online directly, this actually reduces the time companies can spend on manual reconciliation, and it frees the employees' time up to ensure that the information is also updated and error-free. And a second benefit is that by moving on a digital transformation journey, it can help companies to increase savings and improve revenue growth. Moving towards a digital footprint ensures that organizations spend less on premises and equipment. And we have also quoted specific numbers in our report to highlight the amount of savings as well as revenue gains that one can get by getting on a digital transformation journey. And I think a third benefit is that of flexibility. For companies that have actually offered employees the flexibility of working from home, have seen that it's actually helped to drive productivity. And according to a Mercer study that was done this year, they actually survey results actually showed that more than 90% of organizations have said that productivity has remained or even increased during this remote working period, which is actually quite amazing. And more organizations are also looking at the option of reducing their office footprint so that they have the flexibility of deciding who to bring back or who needs to be in the office. Lastly, digital transformation can also help to drive sales. A digital transformation journey involves creating a more seamless journey for customers to purchase and to order products online, and making the experience more seamless for customers can help to drive sales numbers for organizations. Local Singaporean cafe chain Forward Coffee Roasters actually saw its sales increase tenfold after the company launched a new website in April this year. And a Korean food specialist, Seonggon, also saw its business being affected during the circuit breaker period, but saw its online delivery boosted with new digital solutions in place.
Really interesting, especially the case studies you're sharing really bring it to life. I find so. There's clearly many benefits to organizations from getting onto the digital transformation journey. However, across many sectors and locations, we still see organizations holding back because it seems a little bit that they're unsure how and where to begin. There's a lot they can do. They're just not sure where to start. Do you, from that perspective, have any advice for them?
Yeah, yes, we understand that there are actually many challenges that organizations face, including pushback from employees, lack of management buy-in, or lack of knowledge or expertise to actually get on a digital transformation journey. So in our report, we actually included a framework known as the SS framework. So you can actually see this on screen now. And we hope that organizations can use this as a guide when they are wondering how they can actually begin on a digital transformation journey. So I'll take you through this SS framework that's been shown. So as a start, they first need to ascertain the problem. Organizations should first identify the key problems or challenges that they face and analyze whether employees are spending too much time on any specific task or process. And from there, they can then shortlist or identify the specific problems that they want to solve using digital transformation. And as a start, perhaps those that are more crucial to the organization or those that can actually help the organization to reduce more time spent on processes. After identifying the problems, they can next set specific goals. They can identify specific areas or processes that they would like to seek improvements on for their digital transformation journey. And these goals will help them to enable them to become more competitive in the market. Thirdly, they can start selecting partners, and organizations typically will need to select an external party to embark on a digital transformation journey. There's actually a wide range of potential partners out there that they can engage or tap on depending on the scale of the digital transformation that they're looking at. Examples of partners can include the various system integrators, SaaS providers, IaaS providers, or hardware solution providers. And when selecting a partner, a key consideration that companies should think about is whether they can tap on any specific government incentives or grants for this. And empower employees. Organizations should make sure that employees have the necessary training and upgrading of skill sets to prepare them for this journey, as this can help employees who may not be as equipped to be more prepared. And to streamline processes, because getting on a journey can be quite stressful for employees who are actually not used to this change. And by having a process for employees to actually test solutions out with them, address challenges that they can face, guide them along the way, it'll actually be less daunting for them. They will actually feel more inclusive and will be less resistant to change. And lastly, organizations should support forward-thinking ideas. It's important for organizations to be open to innovation and new ideas, and having a supportive environment can actually help them to succeed in their digital transformation journey, especially given that this journey might be long and it is not one-off. So companies need to constantly be open to new processes to actually test them out. And for Omar, what about you? Do you have any specific advice for organizations who want to get on a digital transformation journey?
Yeah, thanks, Shauhan. I think I think very similar to the approach you outlined from a digital realty perspective. Really, our platform digital offering and everything we're doing around the end-to-end suite of solutions for customers is focused on really how they approach the digital transformation challenge in front of enterprises globally. And as per the Defying Gravity concept for Marketplace Live this year, we launched the Data Gravity Index, and now the next version is available to listeners. But the reason we did that was because of the increasingly central importance of data to enable and build this digital transformation for organizations. We really refer to it as a data-centric architecture being mandatory, and being able to access, analyze the data really at global points of presence. So really where the data sits is now critical for organizations, and being able to analyze that quickly and effectively is very key. And then sort of next and building on that, we talk about a connected community approach. And by that, what we mean is that it really needs enterprises, connectivity, cloud, and content providers to integrate their offerings and really focus at the edge of where data is being accessed. And then obviously, from our perspective, ensure the data center infrastructure supports that as enterprises go through their digital transformation journey. So really seeing data as the core, driving this digital transformation for organizations. And then really the frameworks and the access points and the examples you gave is the key blueprints that companies and enterprises can follow to be successful in this digital age.
Yes, and I think in summary, it's undeniable that there are many benefits to digital transformation, and the growth of it is actually accelerating throughout the world. And for companies that do not embrace it, they risk being left behind. And while there are certain challenges to getting on a digital transformation journey, these challenges can definitely be overcome with the right plan and framework. And as the pace of digital transformation continues to increase, it is of importance for organizations to actually move along with this change to remain relevant in the market. And we hope that enterprises can find this report useful and it can encourage them to start looking at ways to actually transform the digital strategies of organizations. And in these extraordinary times, we understand that enterprises need to prioritize the right expenditures, streamline cash flows, and make every dollar count, even as they embark on this journey. And UOB is able to provide digital transformation solutions that actually help enterprises on their journey. And by partnering UOB, they can have access to our digital transformation solutions and enjoy certain benefits such as flexible payments, seamless collection and payment, and the convenience of digital banking. And for example, to help clients to reduce the need to make physical contact when handling cash, to be able to collect payment remotely, UOB offers its clients this solution known as M-Collect, and through this solution, enterprises can actually reconcile the payments collected automatically, reducing the need for manual processing and cutting down the time needed to manage their account receivables by half. And if you look at the screen, you can see that you can actually scan the QR code to actually download a copy of our joint report with Digital Realty. And you can actually also contact us at tmt@uobgroup.com if you have any further queries.
Great stuff, Shahan. Yeah, I think the report is really a great document for people to access and review, and obviously reach out to either UOB or Digital Realty for questions and follow up from the contents of that report. So really just leaves me to say, Shahan, thank you for joining us from Singapore, and also being such a great partner for the report that we produced together.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me too.
Everyone, have a great remainder of Marketplace Live 2020. Thanks for continuing to defy gravity with us, and spend your time today on the many sessions that are available. A lot more to follow. So please do stay with us. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, be well, and speak to you all very soon. Thank you.